Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
I cut that intro short. I want to have my coffee. All right, we got a heavy topic to get in. Well, I wouldn't say heavy. It's going to be an interesting topic today. So I thought I'd start out with a little homemade Americano with the sugar sticks. Barista sticks is the actual terminology for these. These are kind of cool. These are actually nicer than the ones at the Wynn. They're heavier. They're like an ounce a piece. You know what? I'm going to start with one. I don't know if I want a sugar OD quite yet. You want to see them up close? Check it out. Freaking sexy. And I pulled out the good china. I believe that is Waterford. Let me see. Let's see. Bror Fredrik, how's your memory? Yes, indeed. Waterford. How about that? I got company over. Busted with the fine china. Let's get this going. How's a mic sound? Let me get a mic check. Is it hot enough? You know, I'm going to put my finger on the burner again like I did last time. Let's not say we did. Let's get everyone calm first. Because this is going to be, like I said, it's going to be an interesting conversation. You know what's coming. You saw the thumbnail, and we're going to have a conversation. Civil, pragmatic, a little bit of emotions, but let's have some fun with it. You know, I love to talk about the things that no one else wants to. So let's get a little bowl activities. Yeah, this might not be hot enough. Let's get that stirring activity going on there. Yeah, it's not melting. Let me see. No, not bad. Once that melts, it'll be the joint. All right, ready to turn this camera around? Let's have some fun. Oh, you don't look at that. That watches me. And I'm backing it up with some LaCroix Peach Plum Naturally Enhanced Sparkling Water. I'm all over the sparkling water. Ever since my buddy turned me, he's been drinking sparkling water as long as I've known him. And I'm just like, I'm good. Let me get the tap water, and I'm sipping it with my straw. And the other day, I drank like a whole bottle of Perrier with it. I mean, I dabble in it, but he turned me on to it. There is something quite refreshing about it. All right, let's check the coffee. If everyone's sitting down, everyone relax. I'm going to check in a minute, see who's in the room. Isn't that a boss cup? I love it. All right, I'm going to have this in front of me. I'm going to have my other laptop in front of me. And I'm going to invite you to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 5 times a week. And if you'd like to support the channel, especially during live streams, Super Chat is the way to go because it is the grease that keeps the wheels rolling. And if you'd like to support me in other ways, you know how to do it. I got the Venmos, I got the Cash Apps, I got all the links. Don't forget T. Hanley for all your manly ass facial products. Does that belong in the same sentence? F yeah, it does, guys. You want to look the best you possibly can. T. Hanley's the way to go. Link in the description. And don't forget about our people over at Olight, 10% off. Link in the description. Best damn flashlights known to man. What up? Can they see the T's? But if, all jokes aside, if I'm providing you entertainment, providing you information, your support would be graciously appreciated, because if it wasn't for you, there'd be no me. So what do we got? 88 people on. I'm going to fire up the chat, and is our custom, I'm going to say hello to everyone. So, here we go. How we looking? Looking good. All right. I think I'm going to move this mic in a little bit closer. You don't want to miss a thing. I don't want to miss a thing. So let me get a mic check. And say hello to Kyle, Mary Leathers, Doug, Janice, Sony, Chris Nat and Frank, Stewart, Joseph, Tom Mack, Marie Bella, Rory, Carolyn, Greg, Jasper, Oliver. Haven't seen you in a while. You guys type too fast. You guys can beat me. I type with 3 fingers. All my friends make fun of me. They're like, dude, when are you going to take some typing classes? I'm like, where I grew up, someone would break your fingers if you took typing class. Now I'm learning. You know, day late, dollar short, but when someone's over my shoulder, then I'm like, backspace, backspace, backspace. When I'm alone, I'm like, I can go all the way up to like 4 fingers, but I'm still hunting and pecking. I do good with 4. But if someone's watching me, all bets are off. So don't watch me when I type. Excuse me. Zach wants to know, is it true that next week is going to be cool weather? What, cooler, perhaps? They threatened 80s and 90s all this week. Just did not happen. It's hovering around, I think it went to 103 today. It was 102 yesterday, 104. It's supposed to be 102 tomorrow. That's what it's going to be like for the next probably 10 days, and it is humid. I just ran out to the car, came back in, and I'm still like schwitzing over here. It's humid because it's quote unquote, which is a bunch of BS, monsoon season. There's supposed to be rain tonight. The week, the week after, perhaps, but you know, it's still August, so you can't expect it to be like lower than low hundreds, high 90s. High 90s would be a blessing right now. But it's been cooling off at night. So cooler, relatively speaking, compared to 115 last week. BB shout out, UK, Chanel Fischel, Trisha's here, Sean, keep them coming, Erin. I'd love to see all the channel members here representing your lordly expanse. Your grass is growing thick. The grass doesn't even grow here, but I kind of like, I'm like the hunting pecker. I like artificial grass. Me and my buddy was standing on some the other day, and I was like, I like this shit. You know, you don't have to mow it. Feels nice. All right, if you want to join in the conversation, you do have to be a subscriber. You don't have to be a member, but you do have to be a subscriber. So I'm going to invite you to do that right now. Ron Radio's in the house. Marta, thank you. I put this on because I knew I was having company. It's not one of my usual colors. I'd say I'd wear this in the fall, but I was kind of feeling it. I was in a brown mood. Thank you very much for noticing. Maria, how are you? Keys, Bubba. Okay. I think we're just about caught up. Got 108 people on. So should we start our conversation? N90 says, the mic sounds good. 71 days to go. Who's being dramatic? Who's being all dramatical out there? All right, Jim Wolf is in the house. First night of... Oh, that's right, Jim. It's the Bensonhurst Brooklyn Feast, the first night. I wish I was there. Did you used to go back in the day when you know who used to do who know you know what and put on all the feasts and whatnot and do all the fireworks? I used to be there. What up? We probably stood next to each other. Let's see. You know who. We can't talk about him. That's not a beer. Carolyn, that is my LaCroix. I'm going to have another hit. My voice is a little... I've been doing a lot of talking. I'm a little talked out. I'm also going to enjoy my coffee. Oh, let's see. Did we get everyone? I think we got everyone. Crypto musician with all them smiles. Let me drop a bunch of heart-type things to kick things off. Do I look a little too orange? I think the camera's compensating for the shirt, making me look orange. Looks like I got a good tan, though, so I could deal with that. So we are going to have the conversation. All right, let me put this down. My phone is ringing. Is my phone ringing? I don't think so. Should I try the limoncello? Really? Which one is this? I know I read it out, but I have like the attention span of a gnat. Beach plum. I need something with a little more hit to it. This is very mild. It's refreshing, but it's mild. I like the black cherry. The black cherry is good. My phone ain't ringing, bro. I do have some music going on in the back. Before we get started, let's get a sound check on that music. Is it too loud, too soft, or just right? Let me know. Oh, it finally melted. You hear it, right? I'm gonna eat my sugar. Place that in my Waterford crystal. It's too soft. You don't even hear it. Holy cow. Un momento, por favor. Let's see what we can do about that. I'm so comfortable with you guys. I like eat in front of you and chew in front of you. All right, let's bop it up to about right there. That's as high as I feel like going with it, because sometimes it gets a little obnoxious. How about now? What's going on, Bert? Trisha? I'm still chewing my sugar. Diano? I don't have any streaming plans for F1. All I know is we're going to have a lot of fun 10 days leading up to it because they plan on shutting down the entire strip to traffic, which is kind of cool, which is something I'm a big proponent of. Just shut it down. Let people walk and have fun and do their thing. How's the music now? A little better? Seems a little better. Anyway, so I don't know, but we're going to walk in the streets and do all sorts of stuff. I don't know. Who's cutting vegetables? Better than cutting the cheese. Wonderful that you had. Yeah, get to walk around. You know what I'm going to do. I mean, if I don't have to, if they're not like patrolling, I'm just going to go exploring. So let me dab on a little bit more of this coffee right here. Bam. All right, this is all for you people. And let's bop on over here. Where do I want to put this? Yeah, the mic looks good over there. What about the light? Is the light good over there? I still got to tweak this light. This light, it's a little inconsistent. I'm not loving the way it looks. However, that's not what we're here for. We're here for this. All right, people. Let me switch back over here real quick. So this is the conversation I've been wanting to have for a while. Somebody posted something that inspired this conversation in the Bror Nation Facebook group, and I encourage everyone to join. And, it's not a call-out type of thing, but this has been on my mind and heart and subject matter of many conversations that I've had with various people of both sexes, all two of them, and I get mixed opinions. And the reason why I want to have this conversation about the difference between a quote-unquote 50s housewife and the modern housewife or the modern woman is because I want to understand the concept, because I see it one way as being a man. Women see it different another way from their perspective. I don't think people put what it meant in the 50s into proper perspective, but some people take this very contentiously. I'm going to take it very lightheartedly with, my own twist and opinion on it, of course. And I'm doing this and I'm bringing it up so that we can all think about it. I want to have a thoughtful, this is just as, how would you say, cathartic for me as it might be for you. I do want to hear your opinions down in the comments, whether you're watching this now, and then I'll check them out later, or if you want a super chat one, that'll pop up and I'll see it and I'll read it. Or afterwards, if you want to drop a comment, I want to see people's perspective, because I've seen the whole spectrum, and what we're going to go over is a little clip from a home ec group and how to be a better wife and all this type of stuff in the context of the 50s. And is it applicable today? Is it a bunch of garbage? That's what we're going to find out, and we're going to delve into it right now. Let's get over there. All right, let's check it out. Okay, what are we starting with here? I grabbed a couple of screenshots just to set the tempo. Let me get a quick mic check too. Everything good? Mic sound good? I might move it out of my face a little bit. So how's that sound? Are we good, everyone? Let me know before we dive in. Conversation's gonna make at least one person mad, but not Ron. Let me give it a little check here. All right. Sounds good on my end. Hope it sounds good on your end. But I just saw the comments go still. All right. There we go. All right. We're back in action. Sometimes I got to give a little mic checkage. All right. Let's roll the dice on this one. Mic sounds good. All right. Now, what do we have here? To put things in context, I went and grabbed a couple of period photographs. I don't know if this is exactly period or not. It's probably colorized and whatnot, but there's a couple of pictures I want to show before we get into the context of the conversation itself. And here we have Susie Homemaker, and here we have Bob that works at the advertising agency, think Mad Men. He's all happy. He's making that eye contact. He's like, baby, you make the best stew ever. And she's like, honey, I love you so much. I will cook your favorite meal until death do us part. She's got her apron on. He's got his tweed on. He's burning his hand on the faux pot. They got an electric oven. So I'm a little concerned. Well, that might be 50s, late 50s, but very Dick Van Dyke-ish, and it's all good. They look happy, don't they? Are they happy? I don't know. You have to tell me. Now, contrast this with, hey, I'm running late. You're running late. How about you stop by McDonald's on the way home? Pick up one of them freaking Happy Meals for the kids. Slap that shit on the table while they're checking out Facebook. Little different life we lead now. And let me say too, all right, I'm going to pause for the cause for a second. Let's say something real quick. I want to put this in context. The context of what I'm going to read to you after I show you these pictures is from the perspective of the quote-unquote 50s housewife. Could be the 60s, 70s, 30s, 20s, whatever, but the article I'm going to read, word by word, was written in the 50s. Now, a lot has changed. So I just want to lay some groundwork first before we get into it. A lot has changed. Back then, there was an expectation that the man went out and worked his ass off, did his thing, came home. His wife was a housewife. It was a one-income home for the most part. And I understand wholly and completely that times have changed. For the most part, two-income households, the man and the woman. Now, why is that? Why have we gone from one income being enough to two incomes barely making it? Times have indeed changed. Well, there's some facts and there's some observations I can make. The facts are things are more expensive, so it takes two incomes. Now, bear in mind, inflation is total bullshit. Inflation is a construct to devalue your money. And that way you have to go work harder and harder and harder. The concept of the housewife morphing into being, a secretary, doing stenography, and now they're CEOs and all the rest, which I'm all for. That is also a construct because I'm gonna hit you hard right off the bat. Feminism was created by the patriarchy. Did he really say that? Yes, he did. Feminism was created by the patriarchy. That's a fact. Because if there is a patriarchy, that's a fact. Because post-World War II, the economics in this country kind of sucked. We just went through a world war. It was a tremendous investment. Our boys were just coming home. Everything was still in turmoil economically here. So the powers that be, the patriarchy at that time, said, you know what? You know how we can stimulate growth into our economy because there's no more Sherman tanks and Tommy guns? Let's put women in the workforce. And that's how it all started. Don't get them all in a bunch. I'm just telling you, that's a fact. You can go check it out. So feminism was, for all intents and purposes, created by the patriarchy. It wasn't Gloria Steinman. It wasn't Woodstock. It was the patriarchy who was like, hey, these women buy all the soap. They're buying all the stuff at the butcher shop. They shop more than men. If they had their own money, they'd be taxpayers, thus doubling tax revenue, and they would spend like crazy. So feminism was introduced from the patriarchy and reinforced with birth control, but we'll get into that another day. Facts, talking facts here. So I understand how that worked. The powers that be manipulated the economy, thus causing phony inflation, which we all suffer with now because there's technically no such thing. And it's forcing two-income households. So yes, all of this is in the confines of a single-income household. I understand that. I accept it, and we'll take it from there, and let's get back into it. Okay, so here we have this wonderful couple. I don't know, maybe 2.3 kids, whatever, living the life. He's in a suit. He's an ad exec, and she is at home with her sole focus on the house. She's in charge of the house. She's making the wonderful meal ever. Yeah, the media caused woman. I mean, I'm going to talk during this for a second, too, as thoughts come to my mind. Do you ladies love the idea that you're going to work until the day you die? Is that something that you really wanted? Has the reality set in that you're basically going to, in the quest for, how shall I say, equality, and getting out of the house and getting out of this traditional role here of Susie Homemaker, trading that for the fact that you will probably work till the day you die? Is anyone out there questioning whether that was a good idea or not? Is anyone regretting that versus serving your family in your house? So now you serve a stranger in a tenuous job throughout tenuous economies so that you can do it until you die, so you can go to Disneyland once a year, because one salary won't do that. I don't know. It's a question I want to know. I mean, ladies, seriously, are you happy working till the day you die? Like men, see, the difference is men are happy working until the day they die. And that's something that women cannot wrap their heads around. They cannot wrap their heads around the fact that we're okay with working till the day we die, for the most part. Not all men, but most men. We know we accept it as our reality because you know why? It's a badge of honor. As a man, to be able to provide for our families, for the circle of people around us, to be a provider, a good man takes pride in the capacity and the ability to do that. And if that means until the day we die, so be it. You know, because we garner pride from that. Yes, it's tiresome. Yes, it's this. Yes, it's that. But we do take pride in the fact that we are able to provide. So it's almost wired into our DNA. So women will say, well, you know, you shouldn't work. There's got to be work-life balance. And like this whole generation, male or female, work-life balance, and all this other stuff. That's all bullshit. Because, you know, a man without a purpose, you know, work-life balance, a man that's not driven to provide it's an unhappy man, to tell you the truth. And that's why he goes and does dumb shit all the time, because we are designed to provide. Women, you know, if they're the recipients of it, so be it. If they contribute to it, so be it. But men will work till the day they die to provide. And most good men will do it cheerfully, you know. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, but I'm going to wait until we get to it, but I want to bring up the context again of this ad and of the time that this was done. So men take pride in the ability to provide. A good man does, or a good man should, shall I say. Here's one. The Good Wife Guide. 19 rules for keeping a happy husband. Okay. Be all the wife he needs. Okay, is this sexist? Is this harsh? Is this the patriarchy? Is this obsolete? Is this offensive? Is this being oppressed? The Good Wife Guide, 19 rules for keeping a happy husband. Be all the wife he needs. All right, let's weigh this against working till the day you die for a total stranger and then hoping to collect $1,200 a month till you finally keel over. I don't know. Only you can tell me. I want to know these things because I cannot relate to the female experience because I'm a dude, you know? So in my mind, just pragmatically, I'm just like, okay, given a choice between working until the day I am dead and buried and my knees hurt and not being able to enjoy my life, and taking care of a house, not that, you know, we all know housework is work. I'm not devaluing housework, but taking care of a house, a home, nurturing a family, taking care of a husband, that's like offensive now. But working until the day you die for strangers is glorified. I don't get it. So back to the good. So is it the good trade-off? Is that a good deal? Focusing on your family and your husband versus working till the day you die. I don't know. I want to know. Let me know in the comments. The Good Wife Guide. What else do we have here? I picked up a couple that might trigger a few. Don't worry, darling. You didn't burn the beer. All right, she burnt the whatever the heck that was. I don't know what she was cooking over there, but she done went and burnt it. This thing's like freaking glowing. She got to clean that shit later. But she's dressed. He's dressed. But he's like, you didn't burn the beer. Just, you know, fire up some Schlitz, baby. But let's dive a little deeper into that. Is that offensive? Don't worry, darling, you didn't burn the beer. Now, she is obviously sad. She's like, oh my God, I disappointed my man. That's her main concern. She disappointed the man she holds in such esteem by burning the dinner. Him, on the other hand, is like, don't worry, baby, shit happens. Just crack me a beer. He's not beating her. You know, that's the connotation that is associated with being a traditional wife, that the man, by default, is abusive, unthankful, unappreciated, and overall an asshole. So if you seek to make a man happy, he will just take advantage of it by being a complete asshole. And some will. I'm sure that happens, but for the most part, guys are not assholes like that. She seeks to please him, and he comforts her in return. Do you get it, or are you still offended? You feel me? Oh, what's this one? All right, I should have blanked that out. The Good Wives Guide. But check it out. The Good Wife's Guide. So, what the premise being, you follow all the tips in this book. Dude will buy you sparkly things, buy you fancy shit and minks, and he will always have eyes for you. He's not looking at the camera. She's the one looking at the camera, right? She's the one on the pedestal, right? Because she read the book. Right or wrong? And in response, this dude's like, I only have eyes for you. I'm gonna make your world the best it possibly can because you read the book. You feel me? So who's getting the deal here? Is she oppressed? Or is she on the pedestal? Oh, here's another one. Let's see. 10 tips for looking after your husband. All right. That was like the biggest job in the world. Okay. 10 tips for looking after your husband, because that's what was important back then. You know, not 10 tips to please your CEO who might fire you tomorrow. You know, so she's looking after her husbands from a 50 economics book, home economics. All right, what's she doing? She's just, but you see, her hair's done. She's just like, what's up, baby? He's got his shoes on, got his pipe. Is this old fashioned? Is this old fashioned that a woman should dote on a man? Only under the premise, if the man's an asshole, don't dote on him. But I just thought this was interesting. Because that was, that was a thing. Your home was the most important thing. Not your friggin', not some charts and graphs and all. I'm not saying, careers are bad. Careers are awesome. Having a career is freaking awesome. But it should not take precedent over your family. I don't know. Good Housekeeping Monthly. May 13th, 1955. How dinner ready, blah, blah, blah. This is the same thing. This has been rehashed so many times. But that was a sign of the times. Oh, this one. This one might be interesting. All right, let's dive into this one a little bit and not get butthurt. All right, let's look at the picture first. I like to look at pictures. I don't know what the hell this thing is back here. What is that? Is that a TV or something? I don't know, whatever it is. Oh, and if you want to buy this book, you can send, you can write to the committee for you can write for the Committee for a Better America. 200 King Street, Washington, D.C., if you have anything to say about this. Okay. Learn to train your wife in 5 easy lessons. This free booklet will show you how. Funny, it's in Washington, D.C. And let's see what this dude's got going on before we read it. This is so, let's see, join, that's so old you can't even read it. He's got a hookah going over here. This cat's like rocking a hookah. You know, he's hitting it hard. It's got that like ancient freaking TV back there. All right, let's see. His wife is serving him wifey. Oh, wifey is she be naked underneath that apron? All right. That's cool. Don't say no. What's he got? TV dinner. So he's going to watch him some TV. She's bringing him his beer in a fluted glass, and I think that's some chicken. And then he's going to hit up the bong real hard over there. All right. And he's got his cigarettes down there, and he's got his legs up, and he's just like, how you doing? What up? And she's all done up, and look at her eyes. She's just like, I love you. And he's like, you're the best. All right. Let's see. The free booklet will show me how, in 5 easy lessons to train my wife, I can teach her to fetch my slippers. I don't like the word fetch. Let's just like, let's say bring. I don't like the word fetch. She ain't a friggin' dog. So we'll call it what it is. Bring me my slippers and pipe. Would I say that to someone I'm with? Hey, hon. Hey, babe. Hey, girl. Want to grab my slippers and pipe for me? All right. That's not so hard. Fetch? I don't know about the whole fetch thing, but, you know, whatever, context. Bring? Sure. Because I take out the garbage. I don't have to be told to take out the garbage. I don't have to be told to get the frickin' raccoon out of the attic. So, you know, asking for pipe and slippers ain't a lot, right? Whatever. Massage my feet? That'd be frickin' cool. Serve me ice cold beer and snacks. That's cool. Let's see. Sit quietly while you browse your favorite television stations. All right. I think most men can get on board with that, you know? We sit quiet when you're watching your stuff. All right. Oh, respond to nonverbal cues such as snapping of the fingers. Yikes. Even I'm getting a little freaking bent by this one. I'm into the whole DS thing, but I don't think I'd ever snap my fingers at a woman. Nonverbal cue. What does that mean? Drop the apron? Oh, yeah. No, 2 is drop the apron. Drop the apron, baby. On your knees. Wow. Okay. Answer yes, dear, to any and all requests. Okay. Yes, dear. But see, isn't that weird how now men take on that role? Maybe this is satirical. I think this might be satirical because these are all the things men are expected to do now. You know, woman says, you know, happy life, happy wife, happy life. So if women are offended by this, train your wife, but how come you're not offended that men are trained now? Men are trained. I mean, there's an expression for it. Happy wife, happy life. Who's the one saying yes, dear now? Men. Yes, dear. I mean, there's a whole TV show based on the yes, dear. We're the ones who are supposed to be going, yes, dear, happy wife, happy life. So who got suckered in this deal? So let's see. I guess not enough dudes sent that envelope to the Committee for the Better America to Washington, D.C. because ultimately men are the ones who got trained. Men are the ones who are supposed to respond to nonverbal cues such as screw face, dirty looks, silence, and every other damn thing. So let's flip this around. You're the one fetching the stuff for your wife. You're the one who's, as dudes, you're the one who's supposed to be massaging her feet because she worked all day and has to bring you a beer. You have to serve her, you know, maybe not ice cold beer, but you got to do shit. Otherwise, she's going to find some other dude who will. You don't take her to Vegas, she'll go with some other dude who will. Sit quietly while she browses through her favorite shit. Yeah, who controls the remote in your relationship. Seriously, guys. Who controls the remote? 9 times out of 10, it's the woman. So, as much as you're getting butthurt about this is all the stuff that men are doing for you. We sit quietly while you control the remote, and we put up with those shows that we have zero interest in. At least now we can zone out on our phones and put an earbud in, and we still have to pull it out, if a conversation ensues. We can't even escape from it. So, we get that little, Sunday afternoon while you're out doing something. We're just like, oh my God, I can watch Star Trek. I'm not speaking for myself. I'm just saying. Yes, dear. Yeah, well, that's a man's thing now. Yes, dear. Happy wife, happy life. Greet you at the door wearing nothing but cellophane wrap. Holy, that sounds... I don't know. Does that sound good? It depends. I mean, I get it. Okay. I don't want to see Lizzo in cellophane wrap. But, yeah, okay. So who really got trained in the end? So as much butthurt, and I'm even offended by the word fetch. Who really got trained? In the past 50 years, who got trained? The women or the men? The men got trained by society and by screw facing, just facing the skirt. Just in order to get some, we had to end up doing all this. Now, I'm not speaking me, but men had to do all these things. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I can't wait to read these comments. Uh-oh. Here we go. We're going to read this verbatim, but let me have another quick discussion with everybody. All right. We're about to read that list, the article from the 50s on how to be a good wife, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Now, before you get... you see how I took that other one and turned it from training your wife to pragmatically and articulately show that it was actually the men who've become domesticated and trained by the woman. So that's satire. So I see things from both sides, and you should too. So if somebody's finding this list oppressive, Stepford wives, indentured servitude, and all these other things, think about two things. One, congratulations, working until the day you die. Awesome. That's what you traded. You traded these things for work until you die. Was it a good choice? I can't make that decision. I'm not a woman. Only you can decide. The other thing that pushback that I've heard when I brought subject matter like this up is the presumption that the man on the receiving end, again, is unthankful, unappreciative, and possibly even abusive, which I don't believe to be the case. That might be some women's experiences with it, but it is certainly not all women's experiences, because that model worked for thousands of years. It's only in the past 70 years that model has been pushed aside so you can go to work until you die, put the career first, even before the kids, have someone else raise the kids so you can go have a career. Good. But it makes the presumption that men suck, that men are assholes, that men are unappreciative, that if you do these things for a man, you will regret it. You will be less of a woman if you do these things, because men suck and they won't appreciate it. I mean, granted, they're not going to be a thank you all day long. because there's a certain expectancy. When I go to work, when I go slay that water buffalo so we could have food on the table, I don't expect to thank you for it. But men and women are indeed different. Let's get that mic back out here. Woo. I don't expect a reward every time I go and do that which comes to me by nature, that which I feel is my responsibility. Appreciation as a whole is nice, sometimes on an individual. Like if I bring home the biggest water buffalo and I come home with scratches on my face and it takes me 2 hours to drag that water buffalo into the cave. Yeah, good like, hey, whoa, that's a big water buffalo, hubby. Let me give you 2 kisses. You are my man. Yes, that's awesome, but I don't need the validation for being a man because I know I'm a man. So that's how the sexes are different. Women need more validation to perform to their best in those circumstances which we're about to read. If a woman feels like her taking care of a house, her doing the laundry, her doing various chores and pleasing a man becomes a chore because this jackass isn't showing his appreciation, sometimes in men's mind, we have a hard time wrapping our heads around it because we don't expect praise for doing what we're designed to do. But you need, I'm telling you guys, so let's get it. You should praise. It doesn't have to be every little thing, but you got to show appreciation to a woman who's actively seeking to make your life easier, peaceful, happier, the meals she provides and all that stuff. Because you will end up with a very resentful woman if you don't show your appreciation. Now you can say, well, I showed my appreciation when I broke her back the other night, you know what I'm saying? Or you can say, well, that bracelet, I had to work like 3 weekends in a row to buy that bracelet. Sometimes the words mean just as much as the actions. Men, we view actions. We look for actions to determine what is truth. We look at a woman's actions, we look at a client's actions, we look at a boss's actions, we look at our subordinates' actions to develop what is truth in our lives. Women tend to hear it more. Remember that, fellas. So keep that in check. One other thing I wanted to say to put the whole thing in context, while this was being written, so, it's not a demeasuring thing. Like, relationships now have turned into like a demeasuring thing where you're competing with one another, who's bigger, and that's a bad basis for a relationship, but that's what is being taught out there, But to put it in context, while this was written, again, the patriarchy who created feminism wanted to push women into the workforce to bolster the economy after World War II. And there's no looking back after that. Do men have it easier or do women have it easier? Do men have it tougher or do women have it tougher? Well, if you're on a boat, you're on Carnival Cruise, simple analogy, you're on Carnival Cruises and that shit starts sinking. You hit an iceberg like the Titanic. And you hear the whistles go off. Beep, 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 beep. What's the first thing you hear? Women and children to the front, getting the lifeboats, women and children, to this day. But I digress. It's not, dudes, let's get the F out of here. Leave them women behind. You women are still revered. You women are still revered to this day. We don't send you to war. We let you off the boat and we're willing to go down with the ship to this day. But again, to put everything in context, men were also given books to read at the same exact time that this book was written. The same exact time. Don't think that these books were thrust upon women without books and information and how-tos being thrust upon men. Do you know what they were? How to keep your head down and not get your frickin' head blown off during the Korean War. How to stop the bleeding of the best friend in the foxhole next to you that just got his guts blown out. Oh, what's that other one? In the book that men had to read while this was being read. Oh, how to jump on a hand grenade, thus sacrificing your life to save all the guys around you so they can go home to their wives. That's what men were reading while this was getting done. Yeah, I bet people don't think about that. This was straight up after World War II. World War II, guys were dying by the thousands per hour. Husbands, brothers, sons, fathers, dying by the thousands per hour in some cases while this was being written. Just saying, coming home with all sorts of mental difficulties, with all sorts of PSTD, whatevers, and all these other mental traumas. I mean, you're literally there watching the friends who you're bonding with getting their brains splattered all over your face for 2 years. Coming home, trying to fit back into life. So was it that much to ask to come home to a peaceful home? Hence the guides. And then go off again. Some of these guys had to go back to Korea. So we were reading books on how to be a freaking man. How to disarm mortar shells. How to make it home safely. How to fix trench foot. What to do if your own arm got blown off. And this is offensive? This is offensive. Put it in perspective, people. All right. Let's read this real quick. Okay, I think this mic's way too close. Let's get her down here. All right. This was The Good Wives Guide from Housekeeping Monthly, May 13th, 1955. Let's check all this out and let's see what applies and what's total bullshit. All right, let's read this first. All right. Have dinner ready. Plan ahead, even the night before, to have a delicious meal ready on time for his return. This is a way of letting him know that you have been thinking about him and are concerned about his needs. Most men are hungry when they get home, and the prospect of a good meal is part of the warm welcome needed. Yeah. I don't think there's a dude out there who's gonna complain about that. However, nowadays, given the 2-income households, you might have to share that duty. Sometimes you might have to be the one that cooks. Sometimes you have to be the one that, stops wherever. You take her out to dinner. But the principle is the same. It is so appreciated as a man to be served just about anything from the woman that loves him, because we are about action. Words are nice. Like when you tell a woman, I love you, she feels it. When you tell a man, I love you, he hears it. But he sees it in your actions, not so much in your words. When he's sitting there, he's out there mowing the lawn, which hopefully you didn't have to nag him to do, and you bring him some mint juleps, he's like, she loves me. She loves me. You know, is that demeaning? No, that's that. Men are about actions. We see love in action. We see the action and then we feel loved. So that's all this is saying. But again, in, you know, today's time, shit gets rough, yada, yada, yada. You're not home. But if you are home, if you are fortunate enough not to have to work until you die because a man makes enough money, your man makes enough money, then yeah, wouldn't be a bad idea to have dinner ready, you know? What the heck else are you doing? Anyway, all right, let's read this one. Prepare yourself. Take 15 minutes to rest, and you'll be refreshed when he arrives. Touch up your makeup. Put a ribbon in your hair. And be fresh looking. He has just been around a lot of bullshit and bullshit people all freaking day. He doesn't want to deal with anymore. All right, so let's dissect this a little bit. Prepare yourself for his arrival. In essence, if I was going to apply this to modern times, I would say, if your man gets home or when you're walking in the door, don't be on the frickin' phone. Don't be looking through Facebook. Don't be frickin' FaceTiming, you know, Barbara in, you know, Kentucky or whatever. You know, I mean, that's just, I would say that would be about the same thing. Be prepared. Say, my man's gonna be home. I wanna be there. I want to be, and women like to use this term, present. I want to be present when he's here. You know, going like this. Hold on 1 minute. 1 minute when your husband's walking in the door. Remember, men look at actions. So when you're on the phone, and telling your man like this, he's just like, really? You don't feel loved. You don't feel respected. And respect to a man is more important than love. Bottom line. We operate on respect. That's a whole nother subject. Anyway, so I would equate that. Be present. If you're both coming home at the same time, be present. If he gets home before you, yes, be present for her. But when you walk in the door, don't walk in the door with chaos. Be present. He wants to see you. He probably misses you, but he ain't gonna miss you if you're yapping on the frickin' phone all the time, you know, telling him, step back. I got shit to do. I'm a boss, babe. All right, put a ribbon in your hair, whatever. Touch up your makeup. All right. I mean, but again, if you've been home all day, hopefully you weren't eating bonbons and you're looking good. And women, don't let yourself go just because you're married. Because we deal with this shit. All right, let's look at her real quick. How you doing? All right, let's get into the next one here. All right, be a little gay and a little more interesting for him. His boring day may need a lift, and one of your duties is to provide it. That's simple. That's basically saying that at a bare minimum, be a little gay and a little more interesting to him. So at a bare minimum, on his birthday, you should bring home one of your girlfriends from the book club. You know what I'm saying? It says it right here. Goes without saying. All right, let's get to this one. Oh, my face is hiding that one. All right, let's see if we can get it up there. No, all right. Clear away the clutter. Make one last trip. Wait, hold on. I'm blocking the views here. All right, there we go. Clear away the clutter. Make one last trip through the main part of the house just before your husband arrives. Run a dust cloth over the tables. Whatever. Excuse me. Let me drink some coffee. I mean, that's just common sense. No man wants to live in a shithole for all intents and purposes. But at the same time, fellas, don't cause the shithole activities. Don't be taking his shoes off and tossing them wherever they may lay. Don't be taking your socks off and whipping them up into the ceiling fan. Don't take your pants off and drop them where you're standing, unless you plan on knocking boots. Don't make it difficult. See, that's the problem. Some of you guys out there, you make shit difficult. You know, you're just like, you're raised in a freaking barn? Pick up the coffee cup, put it in the sink. Pick up your pants. Do what you gotta do. Don't make it more difficult. And in return, just perhaps, she will make her life a little easier and she'll make your life a little easier. There has to be some cooperation. But yes, men don't want to come home to a shithole. It's mentally draining because for all intents and purposes, the whole rest of the world is a complete shithole and your home should be the oasis. And a woman should take pride in it, and a man should take pride in coming home to it. Because no matter if you chose a career, you're still the head of the man being the head of the household. You're still in charge of the home. A woman makes a house a home. A man can buy a house, live alone. It's still a freaking house. Any way you cut it, it's a house. Until a woman enters it, it's not a home. A woman makes a home. So don't make it chaotic. That's all I'm saying. And fellas, don't make her life more difficult. Especially if she also works. You can pick up after yourself. You're not a freaking child. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? Alright, where we going here? Alright, let's see what this was. During the cooler months of the year, you should prepare and light a fire for him to unwind by. Your husband will feel he has reached a haven of rest and order, and it will give you a lift too. After all, catering to his comfort will provide you with immense personal satisfaction. Okay, nowadays women would sooner set you on fire. Make your own damn food, all that other shit. But let's dig a little deeper. Is this bad? Let's see. Your husband will feel he has reached a haven of rest and order, and it will give you a lift too. Now, I know there's someone out there going, no frickin' way. You're telling me by making him happy, I'm gonna be happy? All right, think about it like this. What did I just say? I said that a man takes tremendous pride in going and killing the brontosaurus and bringing it home. AKA, I like to make statements like that. AKA, a good man, such as myself, and most of you dudes in the audience, hope you're elevating your game, take pride in being a provider. Hell or high water, till death do us part, we want to do our best to provide. So we get a little like, wait a second, you're doing this? So we don't understand that when a woman says, do it yourself, or you got hands too, or I'm busy. Shouldn't a woman have that same level? Because from a man's point of view, if I can take pride in working until I fucking have a heart attack on the job somewhere, and I do it, with thanklessly or with thanks and appreciation, why is it so difficult for a woman to come out of her loving heart with a plate of food? Isn't that the same thing? Why is that so difficult? Because we do it on the daily. It's like if dudes were single, our lives would be different. Trust me. If dudes were single, we could literally be happy sitting on a $5 lawn chair with a TV set up on a milk crate and literally be happy. And I think it drives you ladies crazy. We could literally be okay with that. Once we go out, we're going to floss and whatever. We got a peacock and shit. We can literally be happy with that. So to be a provider is a big deal for a man, And then it's like, get it yourself? You can't light a fire for me? I mean, that's being, whatever. That's just the times. No one has fireplaces anymore. After all, catering to his comfort will provide you with immense personal satisfaction. Let's reverse this and aim it at the fellas. After all, fellas, providing for her comfort will provide you with immense personal satisfaction. Most men, good men, would agree with that statement if you posed it to them. Hey, fellas, after all, providing for your woman's comfort will provide you with immense personal satisfaction. We're on board with that. Why is that offensive to women? If you reverse that around and thrust it upon us, we would take pride in that. We would take pride in providing comfort to the woman and the people we love. That would be a badge of honor. We would brag about it. I mean, fellas, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it'd be like, my wife don't have to work, bro. To this day, I hear men saying that. What does your wife do? My wife don't have to work. What fucking mistakes have you made in your life that your wife has to work? I still hear that to this day. No shit. We take pride, but a woman does not. How many women these days take immense personal satisfaction in catering to her man's satisfaction or needs? Name them. Count them. Minimize all noise at the time of his arrival. Eliminate all noise of the washing machine, the dryer, the vacuum, and encourage the kids to be quiet too. I'm on board. I am 100% on board with said thing. That's just normal. I don't think there's anything. Who wants chaos? Men or women? We do not function. The world is chaotic. We do not want men or women chaos in the house. Coming home to chaos sucks. You know what it does, ladies and men? It makes you not want to come home. It literally makes you not want to come home. And you wonder why he's at the bar. Is your house peaceful or is it frickin' chaos? The kids running around, poop falling out of their diapers, 5 TVs on, screaming, yelling. Who wants to come home to that? I'd work a few extra hours at the plant if I knew how to come home to that chaos. What up? All right. Be happy to see him. Greet him with a warm smile and show sincerity in your desire to please him. That's just frickin' sexy. I don't have any other words for that. Greet him with a warm smile. Show sincerity in your desire to please me, because you know what? I desire to please the woman I'm with on the daily. So when she shows me that, I mean, I might not express it in the same ways, but I'm out slaying frickin' dragons, putting my life on the line, doing what I gotta do, all the stuffs, Be happy to see him. How many women are happy to see their husbands when they come home? Nowadays, this asshole's bad. Let me go watch The Bachelor. The Bachelorette, and let me fantasize what it'd be like to have 10 dudes chasing me, and I gotta deal with this potbelly asshole, How many women, you know what that is? You know what that is? Femininity. That's femininity. That's a lost art. Women want to demeasure with dudes. It ain't working out. We want femininity. We don't value masculinity in a woman. We don't want to come home and demeasure who's got it bigger, who makes more money, who can lift more weights. We want femininity. And that's all this is saying. Be feminine. Be feminine. Greet him with a warm smile. Show sincerity. Women have lost the art of femininity because you're so enthused about wanting to compete with men, that your femininity has become less important. What is this? Looks like a pile of, what the heck is that? That's like a pile of doo-doo. All right, listen to him. You may have a dozen important things to tell him, but the moment of his arrival is not the time. This is another one that's just 100% accurate. 100% accurate. Fellas, tell me I'm lying. That the worst thing to end your day out slaying dragons and to start your day in your oasis of a home that you're either providing or helping to provide, than to be hit with a bunch of crap as soon as you walk in the door. The lawnmower didn't, the landscaper didn't show up late. The dryer is making that noise again. There's a leak under the sink. Marge next door, da-da-da-da-da. And then, then you got to hear the work problems. So it's not just the home problems. Then it's the work problems on top of that. Frickin' Madge over at the water cooler. She was telling me that this one did that and that one did this. And then my boss said that. And I was like, I'm not showing up early because I'm not getting paid. And men are just, oh my God. Just like, remember Archie Bunker? All right. Remember the old Archie Bunker? And he would do this. That's what that's like. Ain't gonna lie. That's what that's like. To walk in the place where you're finally like, oh my God, most men crave to get home. Most men crave to get home to their home, their peace, and their women. Because we love yous. But to be inundated with that crap the minute you walk in the door is like you just want to Archie Bunker, And that's why we shut down. We're just like, and then we find other shit to do, bowling league on Thursday, the big games on Friday, and all that other shit, because we're just like, whoa, I just came in from slaying dragons, and what do you know, there's one flying around my house too, that I gotta slay. Holy cow. Not saying don't bring it up. I'm saying ease into it, ease into it, or come up with a mutual thing, like arrange it in advance, put it in your prenup. Highly recommend a prenup, but put it in your prenup. I will be allowed 20 minutes to frickin' relax, go, do whatever I want to do, go, use a toilet that is actually mine, and let me have a drink and let me take off my shoes, whatever. You lit the fire, good on you. Give me 20 minutes just to acclimate and get all that tension out of my brain. Let me enjoy the fact that I'm home before you hit me with all the shit. Because I'll deal with it because I'm a man. And I will deal with it. I'll deal with everything on your list. Like a man does. I will slay those dragons. I will kick that dude's ass. I will say what I got to do to the neighbor. I'll go get your blender from the people down the street. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Just give me a second to appreciate the fact that I'm home. Yeah, you hear me? I don't know what this is. This is some kind of, I don't know if I want her. She's like, look at this. I served you some cow poop. I don't even know what that is. What is that? All right. Let's see. We're almost to the end. Let's keep it going. Oh, this is part two. This is part two. Wait a second. All right, listen to him. The moment of his arrival is not the time. That is freaking universal. Guys die. Do guys do that? Ladies, do guys hit you with shit the minute you walk in the door? That's just as dumb. If you're a guy and doing that, that is such feminine freaking energy. I cannot even tell you. Just stop. Don't hit a woman with stuff the minute she walks in the door too. Holy cow, guys. I don't know if guys do it or not, but if they do, stop. That's just feminine energy. And and then if it's feminine energy, it's just as stupid on the other way. So it again, that applies to both sexes. All right, let him talk first. Oh. Let him talk first. Remember, his topics of conversation are more important than yours. What commentary do I have on that? Again, depends the man. Men these days, I would say, are or can be just as vacuous and lacking substance and superficial as women, who are vacuous, have no substance, and are superficial. I think that's just the way things are turning. If a man's vacuous and he's just gonna talk about crap, yeah, I get it, but I don't know. I was not born in, I didn't come of age in 1955, but I think if I was going to interpret this and apply it towards modern society, I would say if your man comes home and he's not a shit for brains, he knows what's going on in the world, he makes sound decisions, he's out slaying his dragons, he's protecting you, he's providing for you, he's doing all the things a man should do, he should have substance in his mind, and he should have thoughtfulness. So if he wants to come home, rather than be quiet and say, honey, sit down a second, I want to tell you why our former president is being indicted for the 4th time. It's because they're going to try to RICO him by threatening 18 other people with RICO acts and getting one of them to crack and say something that might or might not be true, that's incriminating. And, because you understand the way life is, and on the other hand, if the wife is not working, does Johnny took 3 poops today? Little Johnny, 4-year-old, took 3 poops today. Hold more value than the previous conversation? I don't know. I guess each relationship you have to decide for yourself. Does, the neighbors' sprinklers were spraying all over our petunias again and they're really wilting because they're getting too much water, outweigh what a man needs to come home and get off his chest after slaying his dragons all day? I don't know. You tell me. But that's how I interpret it. All right, let's see. I noticed. Let me check something real quick. I didn't miss one super chat. One super chat. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mark 1. I didn't see that go by. All right, that's interesting. All right, let's get back into it. Don't greet him with complaints and problems. Don't complain if he's late for dinner or even if he stays out all night. Count this as minor compared to what he might have gone through. Yeah. In other words, don't bust his balls and quit nagging. I'm down with that. Now, if he makes a habit pattern of it, if he's always late for dinner and he's always staying out all night, yeah, I think there might be a conversation to be had. But, if he feels like, staying out, he's late for dinner, shite happens. Why complain? Why nag? You got to look at the bigger picture. I mean, if he's a provider and a good man, okay, it could take 100 years for a tree to grow and provide you shade. Yet you can cut it down with a chainsaw in 5 minutes. You want to cut down the tree that's providing you shade in 5 minutes with a chainsaw of screw face and be like, you got home at 2 a.m. It's not worth it. You got to, in essence, you know how I interpret this? Pick your battles. Pick your battles. He's probably, for all intents and purposes, the dude is probably not banging Becky from the water cooler. He just needs a little alone time. Just like women need alone time, men need some alone time too. We just tend to do it outside of the house because if you're in the house, you really don't get that quality alone time. You know, you just don't, because there's always something to do. There's always something to talk about, whatever. Sometimes a dude just needs some alone time, you know, or some bro time. You can't have bro time in the house. You just can't, because you can't just be bros. You can't be out there like, you know, F you, man. The last time I saw you do that, you just can't be bros with your bros under the same roof with your wife. Not like you're talking about her. Not that you're talking about women. You're talking about farts. And who could pee the furthest. And you don't want your wife privy to all your guy conversations. We were like freaking children. We talk shit. We can't have guy time at the house while you're there. You know, unless it's prearranged. You know what I'm saying? Then we're like, guys, she's gonna be here. You know, let's keep the fart jokes down to a friggin' minimum. You know, don't offend my wife, or I'll kick your ass. I'll find you floating in the pool in the morning. You know what I'm saying, dudes? But sometimes guys want to have guy time, and guy time takes place outside the house. So whatever. All right. Make him. What time is it? Do I have to speed this up? Make him comfortable. Have him lean back in a comfortable chair or lie down in the bedroom. Have a cool, what's wrong with that? When did that go out of style? The Barker Lounger. My feet up. I mean, hopefully, you know, you'd be climbing on top of him in the bedroom. What up? But, yeah, have a drink ready. What's wrong? How's it oppressive and offensive to make a man's life easier? Is your man not making your life easier? Would your life be easier without a man? Work until the day you die? I don't know, you tell me. Arrange his pillow and offer to take off his shoes. That's freaking sexy. All right, ladies, I gotta turn the camera around yet for this. Ladies, taking off a man's shoes? All right, let me preface this by saying, hopefully your man's his feet don't stink. But even if they do, deal with it. However, taking off a man's shoes is hot. I just busted the code. Taking off a man's shoes is sexy. We find that hot. To put your feet out and have a woman, we don't find it powerful. We're not like, look at her down there taking off her shoes. It's not like that. We're just like, damn. Yeah, all right. Want to do this one now? Look down the shirt a little bit. Look at the butt a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's freaking hot. Ladies, it's sexy AF. Man, when we have our shoes taken off by a woman, that's a freaking turn on. For most dudes. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, but most dudes are like, whoa. Now you know. That's just freaking hot. All right. Speak in a low, soothing, pleasant voice. And what's wrong with that? No. Oh, man. All right, let me take a breath. What is this saying here? It's saying, be feminine? Why do you think frickin', half the men, when Jennifer Tilly speaks, frickin' stop in their tracks? We don't even have to see her. We don't have to see her boobs or butt, nothing. Her face, whatever. We just, like, if you played the voice over a loudspeaker, we'd all just go, because it's a sign of femininity. You know, keeping up with the dudes and cursing and dropping your voice and, talk to the hand and, yeah, touchdown. No. No. That's what it's saying. Femininity is a lost art. We don't want to chug beer with our women, I mean, some dudes do. I don't know, to each their own. But for the most part, men value femininity, and femininity has to be taught. because women are being brought up so masculine. You don't need no man, fend for yourself, all men are shit, go out and get your bag, girl. But they're also not being raised to be bricklayers. They're also not being raised to be plumbers. You know, so even though it's like women are turning more masculine as time goes on, they're still not occupying masculine positions. They're being masculine in kind of like feminine roles to a certain degree. Like that ain't cutting it. No dude wants, you know, some woman going, you know, I mean, there's a few guys who might be like, yeah, that's kind of cool or whatever, but, you know, I'd be embarrassed. You know, I'm at the company Christmas party and my chick puts her fingers in her mouth and goes and whistles for something. I'd be just like, you know, tell me I'm wrong, fellas. All right, so all it's saying here is just be feminine. Stop trying to demeasure with men. Your voice, ladies, your voice will never be as deep as mine. Don't ask him questions about his actions or question his judgment or integrity. Preach, brother. Abso-frickin-lutely. I don't even want to read the rest. Don't ask him questions about his actions or question his judgment or integrity. Yes, men frickin' hate that. We find that offensive. But wait a second, all men are shit. If we didn't tell men what to do, they wouldn't even know how to wipe their own asses. I don't need no man. Well, okay. Offense to this operates on the premise that your man doesn't have any good judgment. He's shown a track record of being a dumbass, that you just don't value him. He's effed up so many times that it's incomprehensible that you actually trust him to make a frickin' decision. That's the premise that people get offended with this, that all men are crap, all men are dumb, all men are shit. But no. You know, number one, if he is, you picked him. That was your decision. Nobody held you down. That was your decision. So you picked a man that now you don't have respect for. That's your decision. It's not all men. You just picked the wrong man, straight up. You know, men, if that's you, get your shit together. But for the most part, trust is submission. Ooh, that's a dirty word. Submission is nothing more than trusting your man's judgment to lead. That's all it means. That's all it means. Oh, but that's a dirty word. Oh my God, submission. Oh my God, the patriarchy. It just means trusting your man. If you can't trust your man, if you cannot trust your man, who can you trust? What, your girlfriends? You know, one single woman giving a married woman advice on how to be a wife? Who you gonna trust? Oprah? Who you gonna trust? You know? You gotta trust your man. At some point, you gotta trust your man. And when we don't feel trusted, we get pretty freaking bent about it. You know? You don't, even in business circles, having your integrity questioned as a man, them's fighting words. And we hear them when we get them from our own wife. That's bad news. That's all that's saying. It's basically what it's saying is, why don't you trust me? Just trust me. I have our best interest in mind. That's all it's saying. But, oh, we have to be partners, and we're building an empire together. No, we're not. We're hoping to save enough money to go to Vegas. We're not building no frickin' empire. You know? You do your thing. Cool. Yeah, your money's yours. My money's ours. I know how it works. We're not building an empire. We don't have to be partners and everything. Sorry about that. You know what I'm saying? But trust me that I know what I'm doing. You know, especially fellas, you know, if you have a track record, if you can look your woman in the eye and say, when I said we should do this, when I recommended we did this and we did it work out? Yes, dear. when this happened with our old house and I took care of this and that and the other thing and I did my thing and made my phone calls, you know, made my move, flexed my muscles, did it work out? Yes, dear. When I told you we shouldn't buy this car and we ended up buying that car even though you wanted that car, remember that car had a big recall and they all caught fire and everyone died? You know, so I made the right decision there too because I did the research. But you like that color better? Yes, dear. So, if I have a proven track record of performance, of doing the right thing, I'm giving you cause to trust me, not distrust me. That's all that's saying. All right, remember, he is the master of the house, and as such, will always exercise his fairness and truthfulness. You have no right to question him. I might draw the line right there. You have no right to question him. Ooh, let me speak on that. I'm going to side with the ladies on that one. That's a bit of butthurt going on there. He's the master of his house. Yes, I agree. You know, there's a king and a queen, right? There's a king and a queen. A queen is not any less, but the king still rules the kingdom. A queen, you know what I'm saying? I mean, let's put it in perspective. Let's put it all in perspective here. So yeah, he is the master of the house. Given. And as such, it says will. Okay, it says will. I'll disagree with that. I will say should always exercise his fairness and truthfulness. Not a lot of men do in this period of time, but there's still well, I would say most men do. There are some shitheads out there. No ifs, ands, or buts. But as such, he should exercise his fairness and truthfulness. Yeah, a good man will. A good man has good discernment, and he's of good character. If you don't trust your man, you shouldn't have picked him. You shouldn't have spread your legs in the first place if you didn't pick a good one, you know? Sorry, but that's just how it works. So if he's not exercising fairness and truthfulness, you know, either you picked wrong or it might be time to frickin', you know, AMF. But if he's shown a track record and he is fair, and most men are, and most men operate in truthfulness, then yeah, you know, let the frickin' dude lead. Now, you have no right to question him. I will disagree with that. I don't find a problem if I say, I want to do something this way because that's just what I think is the right decision for us right now. If you're combative, argumentative as a woman, I probably won't receive it. I don't expect to just sit back and no leaders. That statement I would strike. I would straight up strike that one. No leader will sit back and, you know, just not expect to be counseled. You know, I have no objection whatsoever if the people or the person I'm making a decision for, especially if it's a big one, asks for clarity, asks how I arrived at that, or asks for a little deeper explanation so they can get on board with my decision. I'm okay with that. You know, but still, unless they have something, you know, like, you know, something I really missed the boat on, I'll probably go with it anyway. But I don't have a problem with someone saying, could you just explain why you want to do that? Except if the house is on fire. Except if there's zombies coming. Except if a nuclear BOMB just dropped in the backyard. Except if aliens just landed. Then if I say something, just do it. Run. If I say run, run. If I say don't pick up the phone, don't pick up the phone. If there's some level of urgency, just freaking trust me. But if it's something else, we're talking about moving jobs or moving neighborhoods or not going to the dinner party that, you know, we've been promising to go to for 5 weeks or whatever. And I ain't going to that shit. I ain't going to those people's house. But why? Because I didn't like the way he was looking down your shirt the last time we went over. End the frickin' story. They're dead issues. I don't mind being asked for clarity, but you have no right. No, that I will not. There's a few things I did not agree with in this, and that is one of them. And like I said, men, you got to elevate your game. All right, we'll talk about that in a minute. And last but not least, a good wife, let's do it like this. A good wife always knows her place. Oh, how many people are offended by that? Let's blow it up to intensify the offensiveness of that statement. A good wife always knows her place. Whew. How offensive is that? How patriarchal? Her place. Her place is in the kitchen. Her place is barefoot and pregnant. That would be the modern interpretation of it. A woman's place is in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant, yada, yada, yada. All the stereotypical I am woman, hear me roar type of complaints. What is a woman's place? My queen. The woman I rush home to. Your place is on the pedestal that I've provided. High enough so I can look up your dress. Your place is of honor. Know your place. Know your place. That suddenly got twisted in the feminism culture to mean something very derogatory. Know your place. You are beneath me. That's how that gets interpreted now. However, in a good man, a strong man, a sincere man's world, life and heart, your place and you knowing your place is a place of honor. Know that I have a place of honor for you. Don't F it up. Value it. And it'll be yours forever. That's your place. That's knowing your place. That is knowing your place in a good man's life. Or just about any man, but men, elevate your game. Elevate your game till you can say those same words too. But that's your place. It's not beneath. It's a place of honor. And it should be respected. And no other woman's sitting on it except you. That's your place. That's what that's saying. Know your place. You ask a woman who's with a good man, what is your place in his life? On a pedestal, because he put me there, and I earned it, and he loves me. That's your place. Revel in that. But place, oh my God. Good woman knows her place. What, groveling on the floor? Cleaning the... scraping poop off? That's not your place. That's not what that means. That's been twisted. Your place is of honor. You're of such value in a man's life. He puts you up on a pedestal. He'll step in front of the car, step in front of a bus for you. He'll work his fingers to the bone for you. That's your place. That's your place in his heart. It's nothing derogatory. It's all perspective. But now that whole list would be like cringeworthy. I can't wait to see the comments. I see everyone's pretty quiet. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading all this stuff. But yeah, that's your place. And guys, learn that. If you're expecting her to give her best. See, here's the thing about relationships. They're not 50-50. We've been taught, and the governing rule, my boobs is coming out. The governing rule of relationships in these modern times is 50-50. They're transactional. If you do the dishes, I'll throw out the garbage. If you do this, I'll do that. Well, he doesn't say I love you, so I ain't saying I love you. He doesn't, smack me on the ass, I ain't smacking him on the ass, and then it gets like contentious, and that's when it all fall apart, But it's not 50-50. That's the problem. It is not a 50-50 proposition. You know what kind of proposition it is? It's 100%, 100%. That's what it is. It's two people who decide to take a run at life together, not as partners and building empires, just two random human beings who are attracted to each other, who found a whole lot of stuff in common, who love entered the picture. But it behooves both people to give 100% despite what you might get in return. What a concept. This person might not be their best at this moment. That doesn't mean I'm going to cut her off. If the man's not being 100%, doesn't mean you cut him off. Run down to the lawyer right away, because it's 100%. You're supposed to be given 100% of you. That's what commitment is. That's what commitment is. In a relationship, in life, in business, you're given 100%. You hold nothing back within reason, and you frickin' go for it. It's not a 50-50 proposition. And that's where life is getting all sorts of squirrely, because we've turned it into a 50-50 proposition. Well, if he ain't doing that, I ain't doing that. And that's how cheating starts too. When someone just gets resentful because I'm doing this and I don't feel like I'm getting what I want in return, I did the dishes 4 times this week. This MFer didn't even say thank you yet, and it was his turn twice or whatever. And the next thing you know, you're like banging boots with Becky at the water cooler. So all sorts of problems start. But if you remember that it's 100% and 100%, did you give 100% into your relationship today? Only you know. Is the modern woman or the modern relationship better or worse than the 50s housewife? Is the 50s housewife better than the modern woman? It's two different things, but the core principles of love, trust, serving someone who's willingly serving you remain the same. But they're lost these days. They are devalued. The relationship as a whole is devalued by both men and women. And we got to gain that back. Even these type of relationships, but we've turned, social media has turned us into a bunch of flaming narcissists. So that's all we care about. But fun fact, over 60% of all divorces are initiated by women. Why is that? Not by men. Men are just like, whatever, cool. We don't divorce. Yeah, if we catch it with, Giga Chad at frickin', girls' night out, yeah, we're gonna frickin' divorce you, change the locks, do all that stuff. But for the most part, it's women. Women are just like, he's not living up to my expectations. I make 50K, he only makes 45, I need a man with goals. And they're divorcing for the dumbest shit ever, And I've been down that road. So, yeah, I mean, not me, but I've been divorced, I ain't gonna lie. But, yeah, But women are the ones filing for them because they're not having their needs met. And then they monkey branch to the next dude and not get their needs met or whatever. 100% commitment. Follow a couple rules here and there. Adapt them to apply to these modern times that we live in. We know you're not sitting home. We know you're not Susie housemakers, twiddling her thumbs all day. But some principles will never die. Do men want that? Do men want these things on the list? I would say most do. There's some guys, who are like, kind of get on board with the whole thing. Oh no, I want my woman to be free. There's some guys who are liberated. There's some guys who are feminists, you know, they play that role or whatever because that's what it took to get in some chicks' pants. There's plenty of dudes who pretend to be feminists just to get in women's pants and whatnot, but deep down inside, men have not changed. Men have not changed. Men have not changed. Women have changed. Women are the ones that have changed over time, specifically in the last 60, 70 years. Women have changed. Men remain the same. I mean, men are a little weaker and a little more freaking, but on our core, and I'm talking good men, strong men with healthy testosterone levels, we haven't changed. We're the same dudes as we were in the 50s. We're the same dudes we were in the 20s. We're the same dudes that we were in the 1800s and the 1700s and the 1600s and back in the freaking caveman days. We're the same dudes. We want the same things. We want to be honored, loved, respected. You know, we don't want to take any shit. We don't want to be nagged at. And we want to be good providers. We want to go slay the dragons. We want to protect those who we love and those who cannot protect themselves, even if we don't love them. It's the instinct of a man. Women have changed. I don't need no man. What? And we're hearing that over and over and over and over and over. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. Now we're just like, all right, do your thing. You know, so, okay, when the ship Carnival Cruise ship sinks, I'm going first. You don't need no man? Then you should let me go first. Then you don't need no man? Go get drafted. Go get drafted. I don't need no man. Well, who's going to change your tire? Well, I don't need no man. I'll just pay someone. Yeah, a man. I don't need no man. What are you going to do when the roof leaks? Are you going to climb up there and fix it? No, I'll pay someone. I got a good job. I make 6 figures. Yeah, and a bunch of dudes are going to show up. So you still need men, even if you're paying for them. Now you're just giving away money to what if you had a good man you would have got for free. Kind of shooting yourself in the foot there, yo. But you know what I'm saying. I say it out of love. Women, you know what I'm saying. Men, you know what I'm saying too. Just elevate your game. Elevate your game. If you're not of the status that you can command the level of respect from a woman that you desire, up your game. See if that works. If not, adios. And I love you guys, and I say this with all love. All right, let's see what's going on over here. Wow. Looks like a whole lot of butthurt. 99 people, loyalty is so important. But basically, yeah, loyalty is a lot. You know, loyalty, now we're just going to wrap a bit. I got like 5 minutes. Loyalty is so important, but basically a lost concept, says Tom Mack. True. But it's an expectation. You know, like when you hear a man or a woman say, I'm loyal, it's like, what do you want, a frickin' medal? You're loyal? Like, you hear women say, well, I'm a good woman because I'm loyal. I wouldn't be talking to you if I didn't think you were in the first place. Is that like, oh, she's loyal? Is that saying like when women use that, like, you know, what do you bring to the table? I'm loyal. Is that saying that, in your opinion, as a woman, looking at all your peers, they are all unloyal and untrustworthy, and you are the loyal one? And it's a badge of honor, and that's why I'm special, and that's what I bring to the table. That's just a normal expectation. But at the same time, you know, a woman saying I'm loyal is basically an indictment on every female she basically hangs out with. Because she's like, I'm loyal. Yeah, I know, because all the other ones are hoes. What are we talking about here? Let's see, what else? Times have changed and so do people. Yeah, unfortunately. Well, men haven't changed. We still want the same basic necessities. But loss of control kills a woman. Yeah, thought you were done. No, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to wrap up this, dude. I want to catch up on comments. Let me see if I missed any super chats. Do. Nope, I covered that one that was received by Mark 1. Be smart. Thank you very much. Yeah, all right. So is this not something that you people wanted to discuss? Well, too bad. Too bad. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sure YouTube will find an audience for me. Offensive, my hubby and I are partners in life. There's no bosses. Well, if that works for you, that's cool. You know, why is that offensive? You're partners in life. That's all right. Okay, let me ask you something. Okay, you're partners in life. When you're upstairs in the bedroom, I'm not like pointing my finger out, but I'm just curious. When you're upstairs in the bedroom and you hear glass break downstairs, who goes down and sees if you're in the middle of a home invasion or a robbery? You or him? Are you partners when that happens? Or just when it's convenient? Just curious. When a guy says that, he does. See, this is out of context. I gotta read. Your place is besides me. Wow, why are they like flooding me with frickin' ads today? Shit up. I'm trying to read here. Let's see. What other comments? I'm gonna read all these comments later, and I could like check them out with my statements and whatnot. Your place is beside me. Abso-frickin-lutely. No pedestals. They come crashing down. Pedestal, in your opinion. If I put someone on a pedestal, it's made of frickin' super concrete. The only way it's coming down is if you jump off it. You don't want the pedestal anymore, but my pedestals are strong. If I put you on one, sandwich maker isn't the right answer. You guys are funny. Her place is on your arm. Hell yeah. A smart wife knows what she's doing. How about that? Oh boy. Question for clarification. Boom. I can't wait to read all this in context. Bror is reading from Lycus 10. What is that? I gotta Google that. You guys are making me think. I think she had a twin, Mark. I can't wait to read all this stuff. This is interesting AF. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I can't wait to sit down and I'm gonna go through it because I don't want to answer these questions outside of context. So yeah. I should have a national radio show. Yeah, I used to have a radio show many moons ago, and I was offered a few opportunities to take it a little more, broader. It was here in Vegas on K-Dawn on the local AM, and I never followed through with it. But, I gotta see where this platform leads me. Maria with the 2 banananas. Thank you very much. Lots to think about, I know. I would like to see these conversations become more popular. I mean, I got like 110 people on right now. If I was walking up and down the strip in the 105-degree weather, sweating my ass off, dying, laughing at, stupid shit on the strip, there'd be like 400 people on here. Because people, some people don't want to hear. They just want me to, up and down the strip, which I enjoy at times, don't get me wrong, but this is what I enjoy to do. I want to make a difference in this world. I want to make people think. And, some of my audience, I can tell by the numbers here and the support that, it's not their cup of tea, and that's all right. I'm going to endeavor to allow YouTube to, broaden my audience and bring some new people in here, and then we'll see how it goes from there. I'm not saying I want to do any type of Joe Rogan bullshit. I was never about... That was the beauty of the radio show, with no camera, but even though I did do a webcam for a little bit, but, it's just me talking and people were driving home and whatever, drive time, happy hour, yada, yada, yada. But, Mac with the two banana around this, thank you very much. It's a little different here. This to me, I'm still getting used to it because it feels a little fishbowl-ish, me in the camera, like, a couple inches away and whatnot, sitting here talking into the mic. So I'm getting used to it. I'm getting my chops. But, I never wanted to be famous. I know throughout the course of my life, I've had what would be deemed celebrity. Not that I am a celebrity being a verb or an adjective, not a noun. I don't know if that's what I want out of my life. I just want to help people. I just want to make people think, and get out of the mundane bullshit that we're inundated with on a daily basis, scrolling through crap and meaningless crap, just meaningless crap. I want to have the conversations. How many people have you ever heard have this level of conversation? I'm sure there's a few others out there, but see, I don't pick a side. When I have this, if something's bullshit, I will call it out as bullshit. If something's accurate, I'll call it out as accurate, in my opinion. I'm not just, left, right, red pill, green pill, blue pill. That's not me. I just look at shit and how it applies to me and put it out there. I just want to make a difference. I just want to make a difference. I love people. As much as, it might come off that I don't, I love people. I always have. But unfortunately, more and more people are just becoming total narcissistic assholes, but I think it's time for a wake-up call. And I think I have the mentality, the mind, the message, and, I'll admit the voice for pulling that off. And hopefully, I can keep spreading this message a little further. The 5 best places to eat shrimp doesn't excite me. It just simply does not excite me to talk about the 5 best places to eat shrimp on the strip, I enjoyed, we went out yesterday, had a good time, talked about hanging out with Bobby Flay, we joked about this. I love it. I absolutely love it because it gives me an opportunity to rest and, not have to get so deep and, emotionally invested in what I'm talking about myself, which is awesome. But here is, these type of things. I want to have the conversations that other people don't want to have. I want to have the conversations that need to be had, because we need to have these conversations. These conversations that I'm trying to stimulate are conversations that absolutely need to be had at this point in our societal development. Everyone's kind of just like effed up. We need to get back to basics. We need to come together and have understandings. I'm not even prepared to talk about, I don't mind talking about race, but we still need to talk about, gender. We still need to talk about race. We need to talk about who's right or wrong, the left or the right, or is it still, birds of one feather? I'm going to delve into some subjects because I just want people to think, and I want people to think about each other and stop being narcissistic assholes. I could be a narcissistic asshole too. I'm trying not to because I want to give them myself. And that's why I'm doing this. And I hope you guys appreciate that and see it. People are sheep. Yeah, I know. You could see people's mentality when I'm out on the strip. How many people, there could be no cars for 1,000 miles. And because that it says don't walk, they're just like, what? How did this world become so compliant? Everyone's like afraid of everything. All right, yeah, it's jaywalking, whatever, but it just amazes me that a group, grown-ass people, 500 strong, will just sit there at a corner with no chance of getting hit for 1,000 miles, and then just not like, F this, and I came to Vegas. I'm going to spend 10 minutes waiting for, I don't know, whatever. People are just so compliant. Let me put that thing over my face. Oh, you want me to wear it in my own house? You want me to put the thing over my face in my own house? You want me to tell all my family to do it too? You want me to tell all my family they can't come over for Christmas this year? And put the thing over my face while I'm sleeping? Oh, yes, okay. Okay, I will. That was a big social experiment, and it proves very successful. Hey, rat your neighbors out. Rat your family out for not putting this thing on your face. People are so compliant. That's why conversations like this need to be had. You know, people need to wake up. People need to start, throwing shit out the window. Can't take it anymore. What was that old movie? I never even saw it, but I saw the meme, Whatever. If it turns into, if I get picked up by a national show, I'd be amazed. I'd do it. Trust me. I'd do it. But it is. What are all the lights in the background? That is my computer up there. I'm all about the LEDs because I was a huge Star Trek fan. That's my computer up there, and the rest of it is just stuff. I like it. Some might think it's a little busy, but I like it. I could turn it way down too. When we start doing the Broad Nations after dark, instead of drinking the sparkling water, I might have an old fashioned with you guys. Get a little buzz going. But I got to build up the audience for these normal ones in here. And we're not quite there yet with 101 people. And then I'll start doing the Broad Nations after dark. However, we will be doing another members only live stream on Sunday. It's open to all members, no matter what, whether you're at the $3 or $100 one, it's open to everyone. I want to keep it open, like I said, for at least another 2 or 3 times, and we'll go from there. But I got a jet. It is exactly 7:30, so that was an hour and a half. And has my fly been open this whole time? Why didn't you guys say something? Dang, I was wondering what that breeze was. Anyway, hope you had fun. I am going to cut this out into a separate segment, and that'll go up sometime next week. I don't want to beat them to death. Girls' Night Out's another one. And if you got a topic you want me to talk about in the Broad Nation, there is a pinned thread where you can put things that you want to talk about. And here's the kicker. I'm also going to allow people as this grows, but again, I got to wait till the audience grows a bit. I'm going to have people on as guests, not quote unquote special people or celebrities, but guys people like you, men and women just like you in the audience. I might send you a link and you'll be able to pop on the screen with me. I got that all set up, all figured out. As long as you got a cell phone and halfway decent lighting, you can be a participant in these conversations. Now, if you want to be like contentious but I don't mind debating. I don't mind listening to other people's point of views. I don't want or need yes people in my life. Yes, Bror Fredrik, you know everything, because I don't. But I'm open to having people on, point, counterpoint, or even if you agree. But that's, like I said, as this grows, I want to see it grow first. Because I'm not going to go to, a huge amount of effort, until the audience gets to a place where, technically right now, doing these from the studio, they actually end up costing me money. Not that it's all about the buckos, but, the audience has to grow. And if that means, I got to wait until YouTube grabs some new people and there's an influx from there, or people start to dig this type of content, we shall see. And I don't know, but I appreciate everyone who is here and I love you guys. So I'm going to jet. So I'm going to invite you one last time to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 5 times a week. And if you want to support me and how to do it, and I appreciate the 2 super chats, and I do appreciate you clicking on all those links down there. I got all the stuffs. There's some things that people have been sending me I wanted to show you too. Kind of cool. I still have that RF blocker blanket that I need to show. I mean, it's like, if I make a quarter, if someone buys one, so be it. but they're freaking awesome, and I think everyone should get one. So I'm going to be showing you some product and stuff, and I'm going to finish this coffee, and I'm going to go do my thing, and I can't wait to see you again, which will be tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're going to do the studio activity or we're going to go out on the strip, but either way, on Saturday night, we're going to go out on the strip, because I just dig it. It's just my favorite night to be out. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out. I'll see you. Oh, let's do that again. Hold everything. All right, you ready? Let's do this right. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.